What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, welcoming you to another AMA Ask Me Anything episode. This one's all about creatine, but before we dive in, let's roll the intro. All right, so Jamie asks, what is your philosophy on creatine use, and do you supplement with creatine? Okay, so I probably have done a video on this before, but I just wrote about it in my newsletter, so I figured I'd jump on this topic. So creatine is the most widely studied supplement of all the supplements. It's been used heavily. I mean, I remember seeing, I wasn't alive yet, but I remember a lot of studies being published in the 70s, like that's what the publication date was. So pretty much since 1970 up until today, they've been studying creatine very heavily. Now, creatine is naturally occurring. It's in our muscle tissue. It's in the protein, the muscle meat that we are consuming. So it's a natural occurring compound. Basically, what it does is it helps more readily convert ADP, adenosine diphosphate, back into ATP, adenosine triphosphate. You may remember from your middle school chemistry lab that ATP is the energy source that we need, all right? Adenosine triphosphate is good. From a creatine standpoint, if you are supplementing with it and you are more readily able to convert back into ATP, you could see a performance improvement. Now, it's not going to be profound or monumental. It's not like you're taking steroids or anything like that. Again, it's naturally occurring, but it may allow you to get another repetition or two at the end of a heavy set to failure, something like that. Nothing that is going to be so profound that it makes this monumental difference in the acute setting, but that compounded over years and years of training is going to have a measurable impact. So people ask me about taking it. I recommend it. Again, it's the most studied supplement out there, but don't expect some drastic change in the acute setting. Personally, I can't even tell the difference when I'm taking it, but with enough research surrounding it, I feel confident that if I'm consistently taking it over the course of 10, 20, 30, 40 years of training, that minimal improvement I get from that creatine will make a measurable difference. So when it comes to taking creatine, a lot of people recommend a loading phase. A lot of people are hesitant to take creatine because they're worried about it causing excessive fluid retention. Don't worry about that. What creatine does, it draws fluid into the muscle tissue where you want it. So while there may be a little bit more fluid retention, it's where you want it in the muscle, not in the subcutaneous layer of skin. So make sure you're hydrated when you're taking it, as is true with anything, but don't worry about it causing excessive, unnecessary, negative fluid retention. Now, people say in the carnivore space, I eat a whole lot of meat. If it's naturally occurring in meat, why would I want to supplement with it? I'm probably getting it all from my diet. But the simple fact of the matter is you cannot, all the benefits of creatine exist when you're taking in a lot of it and your body has reached a saturation point. So you can't saturate the body. You can't reach supraphysiological levels of creatine absorption if you're just eating meat, even a lot of it. So generally speaking, 5 to 10 grams a day supplementally, in addition to what you're consuming in your foods, is probably going to be your sweet spot, so to speak. Kind of depends on the individual. Most of the serving sizes in a container of creatine are 2.5 to 5 grams. Most people probably going to need to benefit or going to need to have a little bit more than that in their system. I personally weigh about 190 pounds and I take about 10 grams a day. It doesn't matter when you take it. A lot of people think you need to take it peri-workout, so before, during, or after your training session. That doesn't matter. If your body is saturated with creatine, it doesn't matter when you take it. The main thing is to take it consistently. Some people recommend having a loading phase where you take 20 grams a day for the first week to reach those supraphysiological saturation levels. You can do that, and that's fine, but a lot of people notice a GI, an adverse GI response, digestively speaking, when they have 20 grams plus of creatine a day. You can also reach saturation by simply taking that 5 to 10 grams a day over a longer period of time and consistently taking it. So I don't want to fool around with taking 20, 30 grams a day. I just take 10 grams every single day. You don't need to cycle off of it. It's not like steroids. It's not going to disrupt your hormones, so you don't need to cycle off of it. So just simply take, 10 grams a day and call it good. You don't, again, have to time it around your workouts. So I'll typically take 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams at night with my water, and call it good. So that is what I would recommend there. This question was brought to us by Jamie, and she requested some chocolate peanut butter cup bricks. So I've got those headed your way. For anybody that does not know how these AMA videos work, if you submit me a well-thought-out question via the link in the description below, and I use your question, I'm going to send you some free keto bricks with a flavor of your choosing. Thank you so very much. Talk to you next time.